All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Portland City Hall. This is the Thursday, July 13th, 2 p.m. afternoon session of the Portland City Council. Keelan, good afternoon. Please call the roll.
Good afternoon. Gonzalez.
Here.
Maps.
Here.
Rubio.
Here.
Ryan.
Here.
Wheeler.
Here. Now we'll hear from legal counsel on the rules of order and decorum. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Portland City Council. To testify before council in person or virtually, you must sign up in advance on the council agenda at www.portland.gov/council/agenda. Information on engaging with City Council can be found on the Council Clerk's webpage. The presiding officer preserves order and decorum during City Council meetings. The presiding officer determines the length of testimony. Individuals generally have 3 minutes to testify unless otherwise stated. A timer will indicate when your turn is done. Disruptive conduct such as shouting, refusing to conclude your testimony when your time is up, or interrupting others' testimony on council deliberation will not be allowed. If you cause a disruption, a warning will be given. Further disruption will result in ejection from the meeting. Anyone who fails to leave once ejected is subject to arrest for trespass. Additionally, council may take a short recess to reconvene virtually. Your testimony should address the matter being considered. When testifying, first state your name for the record. Your address is not necessary. Second, disclose if you are a lobbyist. If you are representing an organization, please identify it. Third, for testifiers joining virtually, please unmute yourself once the council clerk calls your name. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Colleagues, we have one important item to consider this afternoon. Keelan, item number 590, a resolution.
Rename O'Brien Square to Darcel 15 Plaza.
Very good. We'll now pass this to Commissioner Ryan to introduce today's item and today's presenters. Commissioner Ryan.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor, and good afternoon, everyone. It's really a special afternoon, and it's great to be joined by family, by friends, and community members in honor of Walter Cole. Hello, Meredy. Is that you there? Meredy? Yeah. Not here yet? Okay. We're hoping Meredy's almost ready to join us. Okay. And also, that is Walter's daughter, and we're hoping that she will join soon. Point is, I'm really humbled and honored to bring us a proposal that's really close to my heart and close to the hearts of many Portlanders, one that embodies the welcoming, the hospitable, and the compassionate spirit that is the city of Portland. As your Parks Commissioner, I'm delighted to report that renaming has been enthusiastically received. I can give you some additional context on this. When it became official, I would be the Parks Commissioner in January of this year, and I knew that we had to renovate O'Brien Square. I asked, may I suggest a rename, Darcel 15, and I was told, Commissioner, isn't Darcel alive? I said, well, yes. And then I was told there are rules, and the rules, of course, are that we don't do this until someone is deceased. I was also told it would be 5 years, but of course, I knew that that rule needed to be mended a bit. As such, I just want to recognize the adaptive response from Parks. And joining us today is Portland Parks and Rec Deputy Director Todd Lufgren. There you are, Todd. And he's here in the chambers with us. And on behalf of Adina Long, and Todd's presence is a sign of the dedication, the excitement, the support that we receive instantly from Portland Parks and Recreation. Thank you, Todd. We did prepare a video, and I'd like it if we could go ahead and put that up. And we'll be sharing some pictures that were shared with us by the family. And Keelan, you have everything you need to play the video? Great. Thank you, Keelan. So next, what we have is we wanted to have some family testimony, family and friend testimony. And so I actually looked to the people over in this section to see if some of you would like to come up and speak extemporaneously, if you'd like, about your thoughts about this renaming. I know Darcel would want me to ask you to come up. And I know that we're hoping the daughter arrives while you're up there. Yeah. Where do I go? Right up here. And the mics are always on. Have a seat. Just give us.
Sharon Knorr, and I wrote Darcel's book with him and his one-man show and directed it. So I know from the very beginning, and Darcel would be thrilled about this. I would like to ask the question of what exactly is going to be done to the plaza, and when is it going to be ready?
Okay, so that's a great question, and I might even have Todd come up to give some of the details. I do know that this fall is when we should have a lot of the construction complete,
Right.
and then we can start the activating the site. And it's a journey that we're on right now, and we're collaborating with many partners, including the Portland Parks Foundation.
Good.
But the main spirit behind the rededication of that space was to make it a joyful, lively, welcoming place again. And that's one reason why it was a really good fit for Darcel.
Well, you know, Darcel grew up in Linton, and he called himself a bullied little sissy, four-eyed boy. And then he grew up and found his persona as Darcel and changed everything. And those of us sitting back here who are his friends, we just can't believe that this person was in our lives, and the changes and the way that he looked at life. I spoke at his memorial service, and what I pointed out to everybody was that he was always happy, and that it was a choice that he made. And he had a lot of reasons not to be happy, and it inspired everybody else, and he helped so many people. When we did our one-man show at this club, younger gay people would come up to him and go, you know, my parents have thrown me out and blah, 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 and you have inspired me to keep on going. And he did that all the time for everybody. And it's an honor, and this city to embrace him the way they did, that's really something. It's really, really something. And 93 years of a person that changed a lot of our world. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. For the record, could you once again say your name? I don't think
Sharon Knorr.
Sharon Knorr.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Thank you. Marty, would you like to say anything? Marty Davis is an icon in the queer community. She was well, in my opinion, the original longtime editor of the Gay News.
Marty, have a seat.
Yeah, have a
Make
seat.
yourself a home. As much as one can. I realize this is not how we'd arrange our home,
I
but
understand there will be seats available here shortly, perhaps, you know, go for one of those. Well, my name is Marty Davis, longtime Portland resident, retired, currently a blogger, but for many years I've covered GLBT stories in the community, and over the course of that time, I was delighted to be able to form a friendship with Darcel. But what I recently realized was I didn't actually have a friendship with Darcel. I had a friendship with Walter, because Darcel was Darcel, and I would be in situations where it was just Walter, and he was just a sweet, sweet guy. And at the last 2 years, as we watched him in his decline, and as he started to fade, he just became kinder, gentler, sweeter. Not that he was not those things, but he embraced what was happening. He knew that he was at the end. I was able to be in the hospital a day or two before. He totally knew it was time. He was at peace. He was a happy man who knew that he had lived a good life. And it is just awesome and wonderful to see him being embraced with you know, after his death and all that's going on. And he would just be delighted for this. Okay, can I go now?
thank you,
Yeah,
Marty.
thank you so much, Marty.
It's good to see you.
Thanks for being a good sport. And Mayor, I don't see the, would you like to come up? Yeah, let's do another one. And then after you, we'll move on unless we have the daughter showed up.
Welcome.
My name is Keith Alfred, and I'm a resident in Portland, Oregon. I started working for Darcel in 1985. I've known him for about 40 years. I'm now currently the caretaker of his residence and the janitor of the club. But he did a lot for me in my life. I disappeared for 20 years, and even though I was gone for 20 years, when hard times hit for me and I actually ended up homeless, I went to take care of him because he needed my help and I needed him. And he took me off the streets, and I was with him to his last day. There will never be anybody like him again, ever. That's all I have to say. Hey, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thanks so much, Steve. Meredy, you are the guest of honor.
Of course I do. Okay. Gotta catch my breath first. Here.
All right. Take your time.
It taught it in my brain that it was at the courthouse. And then it was closed, so I thought, what am I doing? Where am I? Hi.
Hi.
Okay, deep breath. Good afternoon.
Thanks for being here.
Oh my gosh, this is such an honor. I'm Meredy, Darcel's daughter, Walter Cole's daughter. On behalf of Walter Cole and Darcel, AKA Darcel, I should say, our family is so incredibly honored. He would have been ecstatic and overrun with emotions today. Darcel 15 Plaza is his and our most treasured honors of all. He loved Portland. It was his city. He once told me being an honorary Rosarian was the thrill of his life. We'd like to thank the city of Portland and the community for all the love and support over the years. Our hearts are full. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mayor, I turn it over to you.
Very good.
Back to-
And I don't know if you wanted to speak on behalf of Parks and Recreation. Was there anything you wanted to share? Very good. Well, then at this point, I just want to say how much I appreciate that we have this opportunity. This is a resolution, so I do have to ask if there is public testimony on this item.
We have two people signed up.
Very good. 3 minutes each, please. Name for the record.
First up, we have Benjamin Barber, who is going to join us online. I don't see them. Is Benjamin here? No? Okay, next we have Bruce Ross.
Welcome, Bruce.
Hey, Bruce.
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you for having all of us here. It's a very wonderful day today. My name is Bruce Ross. I am a born and raised Portlander, lived downtown for the last 14 years of my life. Seen a lot. I'm just really thrilled to be here on this historic occasion for Portland and for the LGBTQ community as a whole in the Pacific Northwest. First and foremost, I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to everyone at Darcel 15 Showplace yesterday. Yesterday, they achieved an incredible milestone by breaking the world record for the longest drag artist stage show. With a remarkable time of 48 hours, 11 minutes, and 30 seconds, featuring over 60 performers and 600 songs, they also raised over $290,000 for the Trevor Project.
Oh, wow.
That's to help queer youth and to save lives, as we are right now all across our nation being attacked for who we are. This achievement makes not only Portland proud, but would undoubtedly make Darcel 15 proud as well. So a big congratulations to Kevin Cook, also known as Poison Waters, and the amazing Lovelies at Darcel 15 Showplace in Wild Fang. This achievement exemplifies the spirit of Darcel 15 and the true essence of Portland. It's difficult to put into words the impact of losing someone like Darcel 15. However, their legacy lives on, evident yesterday on Northwest 3rd and Davis in the middle of Old Town Chinatown. Their contributions to arts, culture, and humanitarian actions in Portland over many decades embodied everything that made Portland the city we know and love today. I believe many others share this sentiment in this room and who are watching right now. This is why we're gathered here today. We have the opportunity not only to honor and celebrate the legacy of a beloved Portland icon who was revered internationally, but also to create a space for those who follow in their footsteps. This place will serve as a hub for our local queer arts and entertainment, activists, community leaders, organizations, and business owners, as well as those who simply want to reflect on the beauty that Darcel 15 brought to our city. We recently collaborated years ago with the city to rename Stark Street to Harvey Milk, acknowledging our queer history and paving the way for the revival of shuttered queer spaces in downtown Portland, which this park will continue to help and inspire and give space to. Renaming is just the first step. The hard work lies ahead, requiring dedication from our city and community leaders to transform this space into one that reflects the needs of our diverse community for years to come. This is a public, permanent spot for Portland. We must foster collaboration and allocate resources over the next year to develop this new gem in our city. Furthermore, it's crucial for our city leaders to engage more with their queer constituents and gain a better understanding of their needs and backgrounds. To be frank, some lack that connection with our community or their best interests at a time where true inspirational leadership and action is needed most. This must change for the future success of our city, extending beyond Darcel 15 Plaza. Our community is watching, and our votes will reflect our expectations in the year to come as Portland and our local government changes. In the spirit of Portland and Darcel 15, we have work to do. I eagerly anticipate witnessing this future space evolve into a hub of events, a gathering place, a center for music and art, and a thriving hotspot of programming and culture for downtown Portland. It will become a permanent rose in the heart of downtown Portland, symbolizing the inspiration that our Portland Rose, Darcel 15 herself, installed in all of us present today. One, to make a positive impact on our communities and give them space to do so. At a time when inspiration is sorely needed, this is an excellent start of a new journey to continue her legacy, and Portland's legacy for many decades to come. Thank you for listening, and please move the Pride route down Broadway again.
Thank you. All right, we'll open this up for comments from my colleagues. Commissioner Mapps, you're up first.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Colleagues, I want to start out by thanking Commissioner Ryan for bringing this item forward. I am proud to add my support for renaming O'Brien Square. Darcel 15 Plaza is about more than honoring a beloved Portlander. Darcel 15 Plaza is about celebrating and embracing Portland's LGBTQIA+ community. This plaza is a symbol of our commitment to making Portland an inclusive, welcoming, and safe city for all Portlanders, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity, which is why I am delighted to vote aye. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and I want to thank everyone who both attended today's session and testified.
Thank you. Next up, Commissioner Rubio.
Thank you. And thank you to Commissioner Ryan and to the Parks and Rec for, and to all of today's speakers for this wonderful presentation to remind us about the legacy of Darcel 15, Walter Cole, that he's left here in the city that we love. Darcel deserves recognition in Portland so that future Portlanders can really continue to know her impact. And at a time when the movement for LGBTQ+ rights was just getting off the ground, Darcel had the vision for that inclusive club. And that has turned into a historic landmark for free expression and for community connection for generations of Oregonians. And by renaming this square, we will now have a lasting reminder of that legacy for all of us. And her nightclub continues, as someone mentioned, to serve as a sacred place for community. Just this week, I was one of the lucky people, actually yesterday, to be in the audience to witness a Darcel 15 showplace break the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest drag show, and helping raise more than $250,000 for the Trevor Project's mission, which is really important. I love that this plaza is appropriately located along Harvey Milk Street, and that this resolution is also just a few days before thousands of people will come to our downtown to celebrate the 23 Pride Festival. I'm also thrilled to know that Darcel will be memorialized for even more generations to come, and very proud that Portland is continuing to make it clear that our city is opening and welcoming to GLBTQ+ in Portland. So thank you again, Commissioner Ryan, for this very wonderful and important tribute. And just as Darcel and Walter were beloved in this community, this plaza will also be beloved for generations of Portlanders to come. Thank you. I vote aye.
We're not voting yet, just for the record. You're still going to have to vote. Commissioner Gonzalez, you're up.
I want to thank Commissioner Ryan and the Parks Bureau for bringing this item to council and giving us the ability to recognize one of Portland's greatest. As we know, Darcel had a huge impact on Portland's LGBT community for decades. And what a way to cement their legacy in a meaningful way at a meaningful location. The List location already has a history as a gathering place for Portland's LGBT community and will be another welcome addition to this neighborhood near Harvey Milk Street. Darcel was more than just a performer. They were a dedicated business person, philanthropist, and champion in the fight for equality for their community. That will never be forgotten. I'm proud to vote yes today, here in a little bit, for renaming O'Brien Square to Darcel 15 Plaza and to further solidify Portland's acceptance, commitment, and celebration of this community. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Ryan.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, colleagues. This is fun. We don't usually have really brief, fun meetings, so this is also really quite a treat. As an elder queer, it's such an honor to be here with all of you to bring this forward. The renaming of O'Brien Square to Darcel 15 Plaza, and paying tribute to a true Portland legend, a beloved Portland icon, an Oregonian known as Darcel 15, and as reminded by our family and friends who are here today, Walter Cole. For 5 decades, Darcel had been an unwavering advocate for inclusivity, acceptance, equality within our LGBTQI Spirit Plus community, and with deep admiration and gratitude that we consider this opportunity to honor Darcel's legacy. My mic wasn't on. Did I have to do it over? Sorry, everyone. I was looking out there going, I don't think they can hear me. That's really not my problem. All right. Hey, as an elder queer, I am so honored to stand here and bring forward the renaming of O'Brien Square to Darcel 15 and paying tribute to a true Portland legend, a beloved Portlander, an icon throughout the state of Oregon known as Darcel 15, and as reminded by the family and friends here today, their friend and their loved one, Walter Cole. For more than 5 decades, Darcel has been an unwavering advocate for inclusivity, acceptance, equality within our LGBTQI Two-Spirit community, and it's with deep admiration and gratitude that we consider this opportunity to honor Darcel's legacy. I have 2 stories. One was in 1980. I was at U of O, and I came home one weekend, and my mom was in the kitchen with like 3 girlfriends from high school. She went to Sunnyside High School in Eastern, as they would say, Washington. And they were all so giggly and so happy. And I was like, what's going on? I kind of wanted to hang out with my mom, which is rare when you're 18. And they were going to Darcel's, and they were telling me all about it. I was about a year from telling my mom what she already knew, that I was gay. And I think it was her way of saying, see, I'm cool. Why don't you just accept it? But my point is, here's these 4 women that, I don't know, they seemed older to me than they were younger than me at this point. But they were just so delighted to go out to this nightclub. Then when they came home, they were more amped up than when they left. And they just said it was like the best time. And they couldn't wait to tell all their friends about it. I give you that story to say that that's the bridge building that Darcel did. So here's these 4 women. I don't know, I know how my mom voted. She was quite liberal. But I think the other ones were not. And it didn't matter. They were in Darcel's space, and they felt the love and the joy. And they came home with that as well. The other is from going to Stark Street back in the day. That's where all of the establishments were. But there were 2 districts, right? It was Stark Street, which we had a name for, and then there was Northeast Broadway, or no, South, wait, where are we? Where are we? Broadway, Broadway, Embers. I'm saying, where did we walk to? So between Stark and Embers down at Embers, a lot of us would stop and just hang out at the plaza. And I just remember how many times I would hang out and talk to fellow, queers as we were meandering from wherever those establishments were called back then, as we were headed to do the late night dancing at Embers. And so to me, it just felt so appropriate that that would be the place, that would be the name of this place, because it's that bridge building of those communities. And like mentioned before, Steve, or Bruce, it's so important that we acknowledge those historic establishments, but also bring back and revitalize that life in that community. So I think it's those two stories that were in my heart when I was so clear that as we tried to look at some ways to bring some life back to this square that we had to remodel and rename, there was just no one else that could help embody that spirit and bring the activation that was mentioned earlier. So Darcel has not only entertained generations of Portlanders, but has also been a fierce advocate and beacon of hope for many of us. And every time I'd go there, I'd always notice there would be people from Eastern Oregon or Eastern Washington, and it was a place where they felt welcomed. It was many people was our first step into an establishment that was acknowledged by the queer community. So this renaming is more than just a symbolic gesture. It's a celebration of our city's commitment to diversity and inclusion, which symbolizes the bridge building Darcel provided as she welcomed so many out-of-towners, whether it was bachelorette parties or whatnot. Just as Walter Cole's visionary dream captured the spirit of Portland, so must we continue to weave Darcel's memory into the fabric of our city. By renaming O'Brien Square to Darcel Plaza, we send a resounding message of support and recognition to the LGBTQI+ community, reminding them that they are valued and they're cherished members of our Portland family. Darcel Plaza will stand out as a symbolic gesture of appreciation for the entire community and a reminder that our city's progress will always be towards equality. The overwhelming consensus is that honoring Darcel 15 in this way would be a fitting tribute to her lasting impact on Portland. This is an opportunity to unite our community behind a shared cause and celebrate an individual who has touched countless lives. Collaboration with the LGBTQI+ community in renaming the square, we've had an opportunity to collaborate with many to ensure that the tribute to Darcel 15 accurately reflects her legacy and values that Darcel embodies. Darcel's famous drag show has become synonymous with our city's vibrant spirit, attracting visitors far and wide. This renaming would not only draw more tourists interested in experiencing LGBTQ+ scene, but also instill a spirit of pride among us as we highlight the rich history, unique character that defines Portland. It is a testament of our shared values and commitment to building a more inclusive and welcoming Portland for all. The square will stand as a constant reminder of Darcel's accomplishments and her enduring impact on the city's cultural fabric. This renaming will enable future generations to learn about and appreciate Darcel's contributions to Portland as a whole, to the LGBTQI+ community specifically, but to all Oregonians. Walter, your spirit is with us today. Surely, you're entertaining and mentoring another group of souls. And as mentioned by Commissioner Rubio, just yesterday, Portland beat the Guinness Book of World Records title for the longest dragathon, showcasing more than 60 performers for longer than 48 hours at the home we've all come to love as Darcel 15 showplace. So the timing could not be better. Walter, I hope you will approve of this powerful, fitting tribute to a remarkable individual who has shaped Portland's cultural landscape. I know your legacy you have started will continue through your long-time friend and colleague, Kevin Cook, AKA Poison Waters. This is a joyous day for Portland on the eve of Pride Weekend. I'm very proud to support this resolution.
Thank you, Commissioner Ryan. And I want to start my remarks by just thanking you, Commissioner Ryan, for spearheading this effort and working with the Parks Bureau to make this happen. I'm really honored to be here today, to join all of my colleagues and to join family and friends and associates in honoring the legacy of a truly great Portlander. I think we all recognize the impact that Darcel has had on this community, both on stage as well as off stage. What I noticed, having had the opportunity to meet Darcel on a number of occasions, was really three things. Number one, I saw somebody who was very intentional. And I saw somebody who was very deliberate and approached life deliberately. And I saw somebody with courage, somebody who was true to their own selves. And that to me was very inspiring. I had the pleasure of going to the club and seeing Darcel. I only have one story to share. And I'll be honest, I didn't know Walter well. I didn't know Darcel well. But we had interacted over a number of occasions. I went to the club in 2019, and believe it or not, I was even less popular then than I am today. And what could have happened didn't happen. I walked into the club, and there was the usual murmuring and the typical stares that I get anytime I show up in public, which are not necessarily friendly. Darcel made an intentional effort to come over to my table and stand with me and embrace me and talk to me and then ask for a photograph with me. And then we had some back and forth banter. And I thought, well, that was really nice. I didn't expect that to happen. It wasn't till hours and hours later when I got home and I thought about it, I'm like, I see what he did. I see what she did. And I really appreciated it. And, hearing the stories you were telling about the book you wrote and the personality, and one of the great ironies is sometimes people who seek public exposure are those who like it the least in many ways and are actually not comfortable in front of a big crowd. And I don't mind confessing I'm one of those people. I'm a very private person. And so there's some degree of irony that I'm sitting here in this chair. But I appreciated that courage and that intentionality. And I just wanted to share that. It was something that meant something to me, and I thought I would share that with you. But the impact goes well beyond that. As we've heard, the LGBTQ plus community certainly has felt invigorated and inspired, and to some degree protected by the legacy of Darcel. And that is courageous community leadership. And I hope we can all be inspired by that kind of courageous community leadership. I'm also heartened to know that the legacy will continue. And that's the really cool thing about this, Commissioner Ryan. You said in your first iteration of remarks that this was fun and short, and it is, but the legacy, I believe, will be long-lasting. And it's a legacy worth preserving for future generations, as you yourself said, Commissioner Ryan. And I'm glad we're doing this, and I'm glad that this is in proximity to Southwest Harvey Milk Street. I'm glad that we're going to give this plaza new life. And last but not least, since people have been commenting on the new world record, Dan, you commented on this, Carmen, you commented on this, our public testifiers commented on this. There was some national media related to this. It was overwhelmingly positive. And what it said, the one that struck me, was this could only have happened in Portland, Oregon. And that says something really, really positive about this community. So at times when, this has been a really challenging time for our community, we all acknowledge that, but it's also good to periodically step back and acknowledge the things that are really genuine and true and positive about our community. And the legacy of Darcel is right up there as something that I would argue makes Portland, Portland. So thanks To the family for sharing Darcel all these years with us. Thank you to the fans who went and supported the club. Thank you to the LGBTQ plus community for your continued resilience and leadership, and to the community at large for embracing Commissioner Ryan's vision to rename the square. I haven't heard a single negative thing. Everything I've heard has been just universally positive, and that's really great. It's a good waypoint along the way to our city's recovery, so thank you for bringing it. So with that, unless there's anything else, we'll take the probably least unpredictable vote in the history of the Portland City Council.
Gonzalez.
Aye.
Max.
Aye.
Rubio.
Aye.
Ryan.
Aye.
Wheeler.
Aye, the resolution is adopted. The motion passes. Thank you. And we are adjourned.